Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be talking about a bunch of secret changes that were made to a ton of vehicles here in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, these changes were made with gun running, and they were also unannounced. This isn't something Rockstar mentioned on their newswire or in the patch notes, and it's pretty cool because it's a handful of vehicles that you'll probably end up driving every single day. Now, before we get started, this information is coming from WildBrick142. I'll leave a link to his page in the description. He is the one that has compiled all this, so big thanks to him. What he was able to do is go through a table of changes to existing vehicles with gun running. Now, he states this may not be everything, as he doesn't know how to access the background scripts, and that could contain changes to the vehicle's physics, etc. But this should give you a good idea at what changes Rockstar have really publicly made. So since there is so many vehicles, I'm going to be breaking down the ones based off of their categories first. So let's start with trucks that can now tow the mobile operations center and their 4 paintable trailers. So this is obviously a feature that had to be added within gun running, and there's actually 5, I think 6 vehicles that can actually tow the MOC. So the first of those is the Barracks Semi. So this is actually the Merryweather version of like the semi truck. So this is actually pretty cool. This can be found inside of Fort Zancudo, also driving around the outside near the bridge. So I thought that was pretty awesome. In a video I did a long time ago, I explained that the Dock Tug, which is like this weird one-seater vehicle, can also haul the MOC. This can actually be found near the docks, near the Merryweather area where the submarine is. So that's pretty cool. As you guys know, the Hauler can also haul the mobile operations center, regular ones that can be found on the street. Same with the Phantom, but you obviously know that you can turn those into custom versions that can be stored inside your bunker. Another semi-truck that you might not have known existed, the Packer, also has the ability to tow the MOC. And then last but not least, you've got the Phantom Wedge, which of course was added with the import-export update and is just like the Phantom, so it has the ability to haul it if it wants to. So those right there are your 6 vehicles that can haul the MOC. So in case you were wondering what those were, or in case you wanted to bring a more unique vehicle to your MOC meetup, maybe that is something you can end up doing. Now, the next set of vehicles that I'm about to rattle off all now can tow the anti-aircraft trailer. So this is interesting because only specific vehicles can tow this vehicle, which I think is pretty cool. So the 3 that will not be included on this list because they are not technically in the game yet is the Night Shark, which is a drip-fed vehicle, the Insurgent Custom, and the Technical Custom. So the Technical Custom is in the game, but the Insurgent Custom and the Night Shark are not. But once again, these are all vehicles that will now, going forward, have the ability to haul the anti-aircraft trailer. So that is the BJXL, which is a pretty cool vehicle. This is the one that Franklin has to steal from Michael in the very first mission of the game. The 3 versions of the Bison 1, 2, and 3. I think the second and third version just have different liveries or upgrades to it. I'm really not entirely too sure. You've got the Bobcat XL, again, a vehicle I don't see utilized all that much, but again, pretty interesting. The next vehicle is the Rancher XL, one I didn't even know could haul vehicles. After that, you've got the Saddler. You also have the snowy version of the Saddler, but that will never spawn in online, so you really never have to worry about that. And last but not least, we have the Canis Seminole, a vehicle that I really never ever see in Grand Theft Auto Online. So again, that would actually be pretty rare to see one of those having it being hauled around. So let's move on to some miscellaneous vehicles now. The first one is going to be the Brickade. Now, unfortunately, Wild Brick doesn't know what was changed. This is an unknown change. There's a possibility of it being a disjointed mesh being welded, since it can't be seen in the OIV model viewer, and many cars in the game have this. So maybe it was just a cosmetic fix that Rockstar ended up doing to this vehicle. The next on the list is the Itali GTB. There were some corrections to some mismatched skirt names in the Los Santos custom shop. For example, the Carbon low-level skirt was renamed to Secondary low-level skirt. GT skirt was renamed to Carbon low-level skirt, and Secondary GT skirt was just renamed to GT skirt. So if you go to the Itali GTB and you go to Benny's, you'll end up seeing those changes, which is pretty cool. There was also handling changes to the Mallard. Now, there was a ton of multipliers that were changed. It'd be really complicated to read them off, so that's why I'll leave a link in the description. But the long story short is the plane is now heavier, it has turbulence again, and pretty much the buffed handling from the previous update has been reverted to original. Moving on, the next vehicle that got a secret change was the Ruiner 2000. There was a new flag added for this vehicle that was use aircraft style weapon targeting. So basically, the long story short here is that the vehicle, the Ruiner 2000, will use weapon targeting similar to something like an aircraft, like a Buzzard or a Hydra. I'm not sure what effect that would have on the firepower of this vehicle, but I definitely think that's an interesting change from Rockstar. Up next, we've got the Technical and the Technical Aqua. Both of them had a point of view camera offset Y value changed. So the long story short here is the first person camera has been moved forward slightly. So I wonder if Rockstar did this in the Technical because the Technical Custom is going to be releasing, and I wonder if they did this in the Technical Aqua because you couldn't view first person mode while driving on water, which seemed to be a big issue. After that, we've got the Turismo. There was a couple things added to the Turismo, including a new mesh shader to the primary color sunstrip, a mesh shader to the secondary color sunstrip, and a second mesh shader that has been added to the carbon sunstrip. I have no clue what that does or what effect that has, but now one of the customization upgrades for the Turismo Classic has been changed. And then there was actually two unknown changes to the Valkyrie, which is one of the few military helicopters that we do have in the game. And Wildbrick actually doesn't know what it is, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that is okay. So another mysterious change that has been made to that vehicle. And the last thing we need to talk about today is there has been a ton of vehicle layout and animation changes because the SMG Mark II has been added into the game. So all the vehicles that I'm about to list off, you can now use the SMG Mark II on there, which is actually pretty useful. So all of the bicycles in the game, the BMX, the Cruiser, the mountain bike, many of the new boats in the game like the Dinghy, the Marquise, the Predator, all the speedboats in the game, the Caddy, the Choppers, the dirt bikes, that would be like the Sanchez and the Manchez, the Freeway if you're sitting in the passenger of the Frogger, the jet ski, the lawnmower, believe it or not, the police bike, which is pretty crazy, the quad bike, and then all the sports bikes in the game like the Bati, you can use the SMG Mark II on. And then the helicopters that will allow you to use two-handed weapons, the heavy sniper and the railgun has been added in a weapon. So that is pretty interesting. Basically, the SMG Mark II, Heavy Sniper Mark II, and the railgun can now be fired from a helicopter. Well, that brings up an interesting question. When will we ever have a railgun? The only thing I could think of is during that mission when we go to the Humane Labs and we have to steal railguns, but that's only for like a couple seconds as we bring it back to our bunker. So I'm not sure why Rockstar wanted to end up doing that, but I did think that was an interesting change. And the last change that Rockstar made is they made a little update to the Chimera's drive-by animations, which is the trike bike. I don't recommend you get this vehicle, so it really doesn't even matter. But regardless, those are all the secret changes that were made to the vehicles here in Grand Theft Auto Online with the gun running update. Some of them pretty significant, like obviously the Mallard, some of them more cosmetic fixes, what happened to the Itali GTB, and then obviously a bunch of upgrades to existing vehicles as they can now haul the anti-aircraft trailer, which is something you probably didn't know because it doesn't tell you when you buy the vehicle which ones can haul this. So anyways, that's all the information I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. As always, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about these vehicle changes and more. If you did go on to enjoy the video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.